Hello, little friends. Welcome to our story corner. Today, we're going to tell a wonderful story about a kind girl named Miss Polly and her favorite Dolly. Are you ready? Let's begin. Once upon a time, in a cozy little house with a bright yellow door, lived a sweet girl named Miss Polly. Polly had sunny yellow hair tied into bouncy pigtails and a smile that was as warm as a summer's day. More than anything in the world, Polly loved her Dolly. Her Dolly wasn't just any doll. She had beautiful blue eyes that sparkled, soft rosy cheeks, and a pretty pink dress with lace. Polly named her Lily. Every morning, Polly would wake up and say, "Good morning, Lily." She would carefully brush Lily's yarn hair, dress her in tiny, colorful clothes, and they would have breakfast together. Polly would pretend to feed Lily tiny spoonfuls of oatmeal, making little airplane noises, open wide. "Lily," she would giggle. They were the best of friends and did everything together. One sunny afternoon, Polly decided to have a tea party in the garden. She set up a small table under the big oak tree, laid out a checkered blanket, and brought out her miniature tea set. There were tiny cups, little saucers, and a teapot filled with imaginary strawberry tea. Lily sat in her own little chair, looking lovely in her party dress. Polly poured her a cup of tea. "Here you go, Lily," she said politely. "I hope you like it." But as the day went on, something seemed wrong. Lily, who usually sat up so straight and cheerful, suddenly looked unwell. Her head drooped to one side, and her usual bright sparkle seemed to have faded. Polly touched her forehead. "Oh dear," she whispered, her voice full of concern. "Lily, you feel a bit wobbly. You must be sick, sick, sick." Polly was very worried. She gently picked Lily up, wrapped her in a soft, fluffy blanket, and rocked her back and forth. "Don't worry, Lily," she cooed. "I'll take care of you." But Lily didn't seem to get any better. Her yarn hair looked limp, and her rosy cheeks weren't so rosy anymore. Polly knew she needed help. She needed a doctor. So she called for the doctor to come quick, quick, quick. Polly used her toy telephone, dialing the numbers with a very serious look on her face. "Hello? Is this the doctor's office?" she asked in a tiny, worried voice. "My Dolly Lily is very sick. Please come quickly." On the other end of the imaginary line, a kind voice promised to be there right away. Soon, there was a gentle knock on the door. Knock, knock, knock. Polly ran to open it. It was the doctor. The doctor was a kind-looking woman with a friendly smile and a big brown bag. "Hello, Miss Polly," she said softly. "I heard your Dolly isn't feeling well. The doctor had a special way with toys and knew just what to do." The doctor came in and gently took Lily from Polly's arms. She laid Lily down on the sofa and opened her big brown bag. Inside were all sorts of interesting things: a shiny stethoscope to listen to heartbeats, a little light to check her eyes, and a small notebook. Polly watched with wide eyes, holding her breath. She hoped the doctor could make Lily better. With a tap, tap, tap on the door, the doctor began her examination. First, she took out her stethoscope and placed it on Lily's chest, listening very carefully. "Oh," she murmured. Then she checked Lily's eyes and nose. "I see," she said. Nodding thoughtfully, Polly wrung her little hands, waiting anxiously. "Is she going to be okay?" "Doctor?" she asked. The doctor looked at Polly with a reassuring smile. "Don't you worry, Miss Polly. Your Dolly has a case of the wobblies. It happens to the best of dollies when they've had too much fun at tea parties." The doctor then took out a little notepad and a pencil. She scribbled something down. She wrote on a paper for a pill, pill, pill. But it wasn't a real pill, of course. It was a pretend prescription. The doctor tore the paper from her notepad and handed it to Polly. It had a drawing of a smiling sun, a fluffy cloud, and a big red heart. "Here is what Lily needs," the doctor explained. "1 dose of extra cuddles, a good night's sleep, and lots of love from her best friend." The doctor looked at Polly and said, "I'll be back in the morning to check on her. The most important thing is that she rests." Polly felt a huge wave of relief. She knew she could give Lily all of those things. "Thank you, Doctor," Polly said. Giving her a big hug, the doctor patted her on the head and left, promising to return. That evening, Polly was the best nurse a Dolly could ever ask for. She tucked Lily into her doll bed with a cozy quilt. She gave her a gentle kiss on the cheek and whispered, "Get well soon, Lily." Polly even sang her a soft lullaby until she was sure her Dolly was fast asleep. Polly checked on her all through the night, making sure she was comfortable. The next morning, the sun streamed through the window, and the birds were singing. There was another knock on the door. It was the doctor, back just as she had promised. "Good morning, Miss Polly," she said cheerfully. "How is our patient today?" Polly led the doctor to Lily's bed. And guess what? Lily was sitting up straight, her blue eyes sparkling brightly again. Her rosy cheeks were back, and she looked as good as new. The doctor smiled. "It looks like my prescription worked perfectly," she said. The bill is for all the love you gave her." Polly was overjoyed. She picked up Lily and gave her the biggest, gentlest hug. "Oh, Lily, you're all better," she exclaimed. The doctor explained that there was no money to pay. The payment was seeing how much Polly loved her Dolly. That was the best payment of all. Polly thanked the doctor for all her help. From that day on, Polly and Lily continued to have wonderful adventures together. They had more tea parties, built tall block towers, and read stories under the big oak tree. And Polly always remembered to give Lily lots of cuddles and care, because she knew that love was the best medicine of all, and they lived happily ever after. The end. Thank you so much for listening to our story today. Wasn't that a sweet tale about friendship and care? We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more wonderful stories. See you next time, little friends. Bye-bye.